I could just be like, for like the last half an hour, 45 minutes of my free time before I go to bed, start the grind again, going back to work. It's funny how, you take a couple hours away and you put them towards a new job. It's 8 hours instead of six, and you come to realize just how quickly time goes by. Like 5, 6 hours, and before you know it, you're like, oh fuck, I have to go to bed. I got to go to bed again to get ready for another day of work. Fuck. Don't regret though. I don't regret. I'm so glad I got this new job though. I'm not regretting it one bit. But as I was downstairs in the laboratory, I believe that's the proper term for the bathroom, I was thinking to myself, how would I rank the DLCs for the Gamebryo versions of the Fallout games? In particular, to be more specific, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And a part of me wants to say overall package, but another part of me also wants to tie in like rewards as well, because sometimes the rewards themselves can be the main primary reason that would make these DLC expansions worthwhile. So I was just thinking to myself, okay, like what would they be? Going from like the best to the worst, right? No matter what, the first one's going to be Dead Money. Because everything about that package is perfect between the suite of characters you can interact with, the environment, the Sierra Madre. Not the villa section in particular, especially whenever you complete that first segment, you keep hearing the fucking hum from the ghost people, or wherever the fuck they were. That shit was actually pretty fucking annoying. I hated that shit. But generally speaking, it wasn't too bad in my opinion. And like the whole themes behind Dead Money, and the music, just everything about it, especially some of the exploits involving clothing and agility in particular. That shit was pretty fucking cool. Um, Recently, whenever I did like my previous Dead Money run, I remember going in there, I think, with the Van Graff's combat armor to give me a little bit of extra damage threshold to get through it a little bit quicker, and using Rad Child like fucking radiation to regenerate some health. It's a really good way to like get through Dead Money. But all that's amazing, and then of course like the real reward is like if you manage to like get the complimentary voucher from getting kicked out of the casino floor and using those Sierra Madre tokens, you can get yourself unlimited amounts of buff out, Mitnax, Med-X, Rad-X, all that shit, and the tickets refresh every 3 days. So if you can just like limit yourself to one drug and you get chemist, day tripper, all that shit to increase the duration, by all counts you have like an unlimited resource of drugs. That's a pretty big fucking reward if I do say so myself. And I do like the bunker hideout. It's pretty nice. It's a decent safe house for the courier. Um, the next one is it, it's kind of a split because it depends on if you decide to use an exploit. So I guess if we're not going for exploits here and we're going for patches here, technically speaking, Old World Blues would get second place. But if you're me being biased here, I would put Operation Anchorage from Fallout 3 being second place. I loved like the winter theme of it. I loved like the whole simulation of like going through the fight of Anchorage and all that shit. I thought that was pretty cool. And rewards themselves were pretty nice as well. Between the default reward of the glitched T51B winterized armor, and if you use the Gary 23 glitch, you can get an assortment of sim weapons that have infinite durability and unlimited amounts of ammo. 10 millimeter, 5.56ers, 308 shotgun, all that shit. Just unlimited amounts of it. It's one of the main reasons why I kind of love Operation Anchorage from Fallout 3 just because I would always glitch that shit. Always. All the fucking time. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I? Like, might as well have some fucking fun. It defeats the purpose of the balance, but I mean, fuck it, I have fun. And then the next one is Old World Blues. And it's kind of funny, especially in regards to, like, Fallout New Vegas's, like, DLC, because to me, I kind of get whiplash from it. Like, if you go in order of, like, when you're supposed to play the DLCs, it goes Dead Money, which is, a moderately sized DLC map, between the villa and the casino, great stories, and, the characters, items, all of that jazz. The rewards are fucking nice. It has a great setting and themes. It just Dead Money just fucking works. I fucking love it. But then you go to Honest Hearts and you just get yanked back. At least in my opinion, I just go like you just get fucking pulled. You go to Zion. It's nothing more than just two tribes, colliding with one another. The fucking locations themselves, in my opinion, I never really found an interest in them. The ending of it is just, you fighting a fucking, the leader of the group, which, if it were up to me, it kind of just feels like you're fighting fucking, the Legion all over again. Caesar's Legion. And it's like, the only good thing to me, in my opinion, from Honest Hearts is the reward you get at the end of it, which is just Graham's armor and 45 pistol, shining light in darkness. But even then, that gun's kind of pointless because I don't have time to fucking try and get all this goddamn 45 ammo. Fuck that. I don't want it. Especially when I have, if I'm using the check glitch, unfortunately. Unlimited 9mm ammo. Who cares? I will say, I do like the Salt Lake City, makeshift Joshua's Graham armor. The snakeskin boots, the worn jeans, the dress shirt with the fucking combat vest on, and above all else, the 5% critical chance it stacks with all your weapons. It's like, that shit is fucking. That's how you get yourself a high crit build, by you wearing that armor. Given technically the best light armor, which is another reason why I love fucking Dead Money, the Sierra Madre armor reinforced, like 16 damage threshold. It's fucking massive. You wouldn't need anything else. But yeah, Honest Hearts, not a fan. But then you go straight to fucking Old World Blues, number 3 here, in terms of ranking, and you get thrust into the big empty, and like considering its size and the locations and the quests you gotta go through them, the eccentric cast of fucking scientists, lore behind the big empty, all that jazz, it makes Honest Hearts just look like it should have just been cut. Like, dead fucking serious. It should have just been Dead Money, Old World Blues, and Lonesome Road. That's it. And it's fucking funny as shit. But yeah, it's like Old World Blues. Like, between all the fucking perks you can get in terms of cybernetics, the fucking sync with all those, like, like robot, like, helpers, and just like the fucking massive amounts of technology, especially like apparently like the ending credits of Old World Blues, where apparently the fucking queer keeps going back there like all the time, like kind of implying like that's his like proper fucking home and shit, and like he dies of old age, or like he goes there like for many years or some shit. It's been a long time since I've done the DLC, but pretty fucking wild if I do say so myself. And then, the rewards are pretty cool, being able to swap out your fucking parts and whatnot, like the spineless, reinforced spine, all that shit as much as you want. You get to talk to your fucking self via your head. Like, what the fuck? It's pretty interesting. And then the 4th DLC, this is where it kind of gets into murky territory because now this DLC is just kind of like I don't remember it that well, so it's kind of just like, we're just fucking tossing darts at a board here. But I would say Broken Steel for number 4. I don't remember it that much, but at least it continues Fallout 3's main story. I can't recall if you actually have freedom to explore the wasteland after the fact, but yeah, I mean it's a sizable DLC, I guess. You get to see the after effects of purifying the wasteland and whatnot. What else? The fifth one would probably be Point Lookout. I love the environment and like the swampy backyard nature of it. You get a couple of decent perks from it. You get the lever action rifle from that area, which maximizes the damage potential to 10 millimeter pistol rounds. And overall, the lore isn't too bad. Like the rivalry between those two people, it wasn't really anything that crazy in my opinion, but I loved the flavor of Point Lookout in my opinion. It wasn't too bad. I have some decent fond memories of it, and I can't believe I forgot about when I was thinking about like how I would go in order of like what they are. I totally forgot about like the fucking one DLC, but I'll get back to it in a minute here. So that's number 5. Yeah. 6, I guess I would give it to Honest Hearts. Again, just because of the Joshua's Graham armor. And maybe, like, the whole Zion thing, like, it has a decent appeal for the first couple of, like, minutes. Especially in some of the areas you can explore, but after that, it's just kind of like, whatever. Who cares, really? And then the next one is the Pit. And admittedly, there are a couple decent rewards with the Pit, but the only thing that I can remember about the Pit was like the confusing maze I had to go through to complete the quest. Like I think I remember getting like lost trying to find like the head honcho towards the end of it to like take him out or just complete the fucking quest in general. Like I couldn't find him at all. In conjunction with like there's like a fucking miniature collectathon with like the steel ingots, and I think I was trying to get all 100 of them to like get all the fucking rewards. And it's just nothing more than like you like trying to save like slaves. Like basically the Pit is summed up with the operations from Fallout 76. Like they basically took the Pit DLC and made it like an Operation 76. And I played enough of that shit. I don't like the Pit. It represents Pittsburgh, but I mean, the whole vibe it has going for it, I just don't like it in my opinion. It's like, no thank you. And then finally, the 8th and final DLC of these two games, especially if you're, combining with the Tale of Two Wastelands here, fucking Mothership Zeta. There's just so much about it that I just dislike. And I'm normally like a sci-fi fan, but it's just like, to me it's too wacky. Like, I know we're talking about Fallout here, a game that has a lot of zany shit here, but when I look at Mothership Zeta, like, you're being abducted and the wacky like little green spacemen and all that shit, I just fucking dislike it. And it's like, between the weird vibe that it gives off with like the whole futuristic techno babble shit, to, from what I recall, at least with my like puny ballistic weapons, I barely put a fucking dent in those fucking aliens. Like, those aliens took more fucking bullets than a fucking Deathclaw. Surprisingly. It was so fucking weird. So I never really liked it for that either. And like, like the climax is what? I guess you take out the head honcho and boom, you and the fucking random companions you get out of fucking like, out the prisoners out. You basically capture the fucking ship. And I think there was one instance where you had to like moonwalk across the fucking ship. If you go out of bounds too far, boom, you fucking die. Like, there was just a whole lot about Mothership Zeta that I just did not like. And I just. It's kind of there in regards to, like, Honest Hearts. It's like, it could have been cut, and I would have been just fine. Broken Steel, Operation Anchorage, and Point fucking Lookout. I mean, yeah, I guess some of the rewards are kind of interesting. I guess, but don't really care that much about it, in my opinion. But yeah, that basically sums it up. I think it's like a relatively short video, and I mean, I would comment on, say, like Fallout 4, but I never got to try Far Harbor or Nuka World. But the season pass and the DLCs with fucking Fallout 4 in general are kind of wonky at best. Like, even the weakest DLCs from New Vegas and 3 alone, in my eyes, Honest Hearts. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit. I almost fucking forgot. So, wait a minute. Dead Money, Anchorage, Old World Blues, Broken Steel, Point Lookout, Honest Hearts, Pit, Mothership Zeta. That's 8. Is there something? Oh, shit. That's why I'm fucking up here. 1 minute. 1, 2. Okay. That fucking explains it. That's actually fucking amazing. I forgot. Fallout 3 has 5 expansions: Anchorage, The Pit, Broken Steel, Point Lookout, Mothership Zeta. That's what I forgot. Um, I forgot about Lonesome Road. I am so fucking sorry. Where would I put Broken Lonesome Road? Unfortunately, that is like the one DLC I never got into because with New Vegas, by the time I was done with like Dead Money, I was always put off about Honest Hearts. That stopped me from wanting to do the Big Empty. But I guess in terms of Lonesome Road, I would probably have to put it behind Broken Steel. That would have to be the new 5th place, right? That would be 5th place. Yeah, that'd be 5th place. The only reason why I make it 5th place behind Broken Steel is because the Big Divide is, or just the Divide, I think, it is an interesting concept. The Burned, the marked ones, it's basically like a fucking ghoul, but they have like red fucking skin, basically. I like that concept as well, and I know with the Divide, you have like the fucking unique like ranger armor you could find there. I don't know much about it, but I know like the Divide does, like the Lonesome Road does expand on the Courier story, which is kind of interesting compared to like Fallout 3, where it's like, yeah, you just come from the vault, but there wasn't really a whole lot of like details about your life before. Like the Courier is unique in the way that he has like a rather fleshed out story for like a blank character you get to fucking mold as your own. And I mean, the only other two noticeable things are you know one, there's like computer terminals you can access. They're kind of like self-servicing vendors. And the reason why I like them is, when you use the check glitch that I use all the time. I'm sorry, not guilty, no regrets. um, like with most vendors, if you sell all your shit and they have no caps, you gotta wait 3 days in game, right? But with this fucking vendor here from the Divide, Once you leave and you click back in, their caps refresh. So basically, I can get unlimited fucking caps if I have enough shit to sell. It's honestly pretty busted. Not to mention, if I recall correctly, there is another ED companion you can get, an EDE companion in Lonesome Road, and he gets like unique upgrades that carries over to the EDE you get from the courier office at whatever that city is with Nicky and Vance Casino. It's been a hot minute, and this makes me want to play New Vegas even fucking more, if I'm being honest. But I remember that shit, and oh yeah, you get to launch a nuke towards the end. And I mean, let's face it. I mean, they give you the options, right? I think they let you target either the NCR or you can target Caesar's Legion. And I'm like, gee, do I target the group that somewhat wants to bring law and order to the waste and protect some innocent people? Or do I literally fucking send a nuke over to the people that put innocence on the cross, hold lotteries, and, yeah, are just lunatics in fucking Roman armor? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna nuke the fucking Legion the first chance I fucking get. I don't give a fuck. I'm always gonna fucking go after Caesar's Legion. Fuck them. Fuck Lupus. I know every time I win the fucking Nipton, I think that was the C. It was the C where they were holding the fucking game and the one guy just starts yelling, I won the lottery! Woo! Literally word for word, I think. But it's like, I know every time he did that, he just runs, like, you know, off in the sunset. I always pull out my fucking handgun and I blast him in the fucking head all the time. I don't show any regrets to that. But I know, like, that Lupus guy or whoever, the guy at the fucking, like, the wolf helmet on his face. I know he asked me, like, oh, I want you to spread the word of the Legion. I'm like, yeah, I'll spread a fucking word, alright. The word of your fucking demise. And I always fucking kill him. Every time I go in that town, I kill the fucking Legion. And I do a mercy killing and kill everybody on the fucking crosses. I think also because you're the power ganger, so I don't care about them. And I think I also get XP from them, too. I'm an XP whore, what can I say? But yeah, Lonesome Road. That's the only stuff I know about. I never beat it, so I can't really, like, give a definitive answer. But yeah, that's my 5th place. But yeah, like, even the weakest DLCs, right? Honest Hearts and Mothership Zeta, they will always, like, be leagues ahead compared to, like, the DLC for Fallout 4. Because for all I remember, there's only one proper story DLC, which is Far Harbor. And, I mean, Nuka World, that counts too in a way, but it's just like Honest Hearts, where it's just a tribal warfare between, like, 3 fucking raider groups. And it's like, oh, you could choose to ally with one of them, or destroy all of them. And, you know, ooh, you can set up raider outposts out in the Commonwealth after you probably did, like, a Minutemen playthrough and you wanted to fucking, like, spread peace and freedom to the fucking waste. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, why? Like, especially raiders. Like, look, I know there'll be some players that want to be a raider and want to be assholes and kill people. It's like, hey, you know what? To each their own. If that's how you want to play the game, that's how you play the fucking game. That's your fucking Fallout experience. But me, when I see a raider, I pull out a 9mm handgun and I shoot at him. A fucking raider! Boom, 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 boom. Like, I get rabid in that shit. I see a fucking raider, I go, I'm fucking putting you in the ground. I'm looting your shit. Ammo, junk, med items, weapons, all of it. Kind of one of the reasons why, you know, go to the Bethesda ruins in Fallout 3 and kind of, like, farm them out. Besides, you know, if I'm playing Fallout 3 unpatched, you know, I get unlimited fucking big guns books, but it's like, yeah, you know, plus side, all the fucking raiders I had to kill, which I'm gonna have a hell of a lot more fun now because I'm going through Fallout 3 for the first time after all these years, and I have only like 3 mods installed: DC moods, you know, an immersive camera. See your body in third person, but I don't think it's working properly because I think the mod's out of date. And ties that bind. And I don't know. It's just nice to have like a companion that's technically your sister, even though she's like doesn't exist in the game. I wish there was more like sibling type games. Like having a sibling as like a companion and shit. That would be fucking nice. Um, but yeah. That's pretty much it. Fallout 4. I mean, one day I'll go through Fallout 4 proper. Like as much as I hate to admit, I'm waiting for the settlement ambush kit to go on sale because I want to cheese the game legally in a way and farm up kills at a base. Forgive me, but yeah. Until then, I'm just gonna revisit Fallout 3 here. I might go through New Vegas, and I might try giving New Vegas a go here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 10,000 for unarmed weapons, yeah. Reach level 30, I cheated. Craft 20 items, ammo. Repair 30 items, okay. Oh, cool. So I practically have, like, no fucking achievements for this game. Huh. How many hours do I have in this? I have 35 hours. I am pretty sure Oh, no. Oh. Okay, so I'm looking at a picture right now. I remember screenshotting this like ages ago with New Vegas. I was doing a Tale of Two Wastelands playthrough, and how old is this screenshot? 2015. So this is definitely an older version of Tale of Two Wastelands. I know they've updated quite a bit, but I'm in like the earlier bits of the game where I'm talking to Butch, in Vault 101. I think I had a mod installed where I had like higher resolution eyes or whatever, and there's a glitch with Butch where apparently he has 2 eyes in each socket. It's only like half of them on either side. So it kind of makes him look like a lizard man in a way, but in reality, it's just like one half of an eyeball pressed on one side of the socket, and the other half of an eyeball pressed on the other side, like towards like the side of his face. And it's just it's really fucking weird. It makes him look like a reptilian. Just give him like a long tongue, he would be a fucking reptile. It would literally be a reincarnate, a reenactment of V, the television show. Yes, I sound a little bit old, but I digress. Um, yeah, I really want to go for New Vegas. I will. I won't lie. God, I want to fucking experience it again, even with exploits, man. But yeah, that's my ranking for the 9 DLCs, and there's also the Gunrunner's Arsenal and the Courier Stash. But the Courier Stash was basically a pre-order DLC, and admittedly for New Vegas, there is the Gunrunner's Arsenal. Oh shit! Wait, can I actually go to the Gunrunner's Arsenal page? This actually exists. They actually sell it as a $2 DLC. That's amazing. Admittedly, honorable mention, I would include the Gunrunner's Arsenal. Primarily because with how I play New Vegas, they do add a new perk you can get that unlocks new recipes for the Gunrunners. Well, no, I think it unlocks all the recipes for ammo and shit, but it also gives you like new like recipes for guns in general. In particular, like high grain rounds for 5.56er ammo, which I think does 15% more damage It has like 0.80 in terms of spread, so it has like better accuracy overall. I always make those. And jacketed hull points, which, if I recall correctly, jacketed hull points have like a 1.65 damage multiplier, but a 2 times damage threshold increase. Yes, I remember these numbers that well because I was just doing my research hard in the New Vegas and 3 at the time. But in regards to jacket hull points, I could do that with 9mm ammo. And again, if I'm using the check glitch, I have hundreds of thousands of handgun ammo. Why wouldn't I make a slightly better ammo? And you might be thinking, well, how fucking useful is it? Well, let's just say my gun does 30 damage. I get a 0.65, 0.66 point increase. So 2/3. So 2/3 of 30 is 20. You stack that 20 on top of it, boom, and now it does 50 damage. You're doing 50 fucking damage with a fucking handgun. That's pretty handy. And you might be thinking, well, I mean, it's a tiny ass pea shooter. Well, Fallout New Vegas, 9mm pistol. Let's just take, I'm actually going to the wiki for this shit here. Let's find the Maria. The Maria. Here we go. So it does 20 damage apparently. And with certain perks, it apparently goes up in damage. Yep, here we go. So we'll just take Grunt for a 25% increase. That's +5. Bloody Mess +1. And Thought You Died +2. So an overall 8-point increase. So 28 damage. And it's relatively 30 fucking percent. And let's look at the jacketed hull points. Let me see the ammo. 9mm rounds. Here we go. Yep, lo and behold. Jacket hull point hand loads. 1.65 damage threshold times 2. Because if I recall correctly, how it works is overpressure ammo does 10% more damage, but the enemy suffers a -2 damage threshold. It's overpressure rounds. They do more damage and shit, more penetration. But it requires more maintenance because, the rounds are more heated up. Makes sense. Then there's the jacketed hull points, which do a little bit less damage, but they have less damage threshold. Because hull points, they mushroom. They do more damage on fleshy fucking enemies. So, yeah. You look at the jacketed hull points, you look at normal hull points. Like, the hull points only do like 1.75 times more damage. Okay, not too bad. But it incurs a 3 times damage threshold increase for your enemies. Yeah, see, drastically reducing the weapon's penetrating power. So, let me just hover it. Yep, damage threshold. So, if I'm going off that, just say an enemy has 20 damage threshold from wearing combat armor. That means they're going to have 60 damage threshold. Even with a 75% increase, depending on the gun you're using, you're not going to be able to do enough damage to break it. Because if I recall correctly, damage threshold, if you manage to do more damage than the damage threshold itself, you automatically break it and do full damage. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, sorry, but that's just how I remember it. So, since jacket hull points are just a flat out like 10% less increase in damage, but the damage threshold loss is at 2 instead of 3, let's take that fucking, 20 points of damage threshold. Here, I'll even do the fucking math. Why not? So we're doing 28 damage, right? So 28 times 0.75. Okay, it does 21 extra damage plus 28. 49 damage. Against 60 damage threshold because it incurs a 3 times, damage threshold in total for the enemy. You're not breaking it. You're not breaking it one fucking bit. You're going to be doing way less damage in terms of like subtractions and shit. So let's go back to those jacket hull points where it's a 1.65. 28 times 0.65, 18.2 plus 28 goes to 46. But since it's only a times 2 multiplier, that fucker only has 40 damage threshold. So my gun does 46.2 damage against his 40. Therefore, my gun should do enough damage to break his armor, and I'm doing the full 46 damage with a 9mm handgun. And with that, that's why I give the Gunrunner's Arsenal a fucking an honorable mention, because jacket hall points make my 9mm handgun devastate the fucking wastes. Now it depends on the enemy, but generally speaking, for like the good part of like the early game and shit, especially when you factor in criticals, in terms of like extra damage and shit. I mean, typically speaking, the Maria really does like get me through a good chunk of the game. I know I was always having trouble with like the robots, obviously in the Big Empty in Old World Blues, but generally speaking, those jacket hall points serve me well because again, it's a massive like 60%, like 2/3 increase in damage. If I recall, I'm doing just as much damage as a 3.56 weapon. Where's that gun? Is it the Lucky? Revolver. Yeah, Lucky 3.57 Magnum. How? Wow. So it does 30 damage for 3.57 ammo. Not too bad. And it does 43 damage with all these upgrades, which I believe is, Cowboy. Wow, Lucky does that much damage compared to the Maria. 2.5 times crit multiplier. What does the Maria do? Huh. And I think the Lucky is noticeable for having a higher crit multiplier and costing less AP. How much AP does it use? Because that could be a deciding factor. 15. It's still 17, but it's only an extra 2 AP. But yeah, Lucky's really noticeable for me at least, because you get that from the Nicky and Vance Casino, and it's like Vicky and Lance? Nicky? No, it's Vicky. It's Vicky and Lance. I don't. It should tell you where the fuck it is actually. Oh, Bison Steve Hotel in Prim, but that is where I think the casino is. Vicky and Vance. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean it's in that that floor safe. Yeah, hard locked. Doesn't matter if it's hard locked. I always have my fucking skills upgrade because I fucking cheese the game. But anyway, yeah, no, the ghoul from fucking Fallout, love it. But yeah, especially in terms of like that revolver, yeah, it uses 3.57 Magnum rounds. But if I recall correctly, I should be able to get like an infinite amount of those from Police Pistol. Here we go. Yeah, I should be able to get a lot of them from the vending machine. Yep, Sierra Madre vending machines can produce 12 rounds for 48 chips. Never mind, that's not worth it. Oh shit. Hello. Then again, this is pretty interesting. Jacketed flat points. Let me just read the description here. JFPs, or jacketed flat points, are blunt copper-wrapped bullets designed to flatten or impact like a hollow point, but retain the penetrating power of copper-jacketed slugs. As such, they inflict greater damage. Oh, of a copper jacket slug. Whatever. As such, they inflict greater damage, penetrate enemy armor better, and even fly straighter than normal 3.57 rounds. They require the Handler perk to craft, which I believe is from the Gunrunner's arsenal. Oh? Okay, okay. So okay. So hand loader is just in here by default, but with the gun runners add-on, it does add in the 9mm jacket haul points. Okay, well that's good to know then. All right. Anywho, but yeah, this jacket flat point is pretty interesting. 25% increase in damage with a -3. So technically speaking, you can punch through some like certain armors a little bit better, and finally you have better spread, like a times point 0.8 spread multiplier. So I suppose at that point you'd want to find the weapon that does the most damage. So 30 damage with lucky. I'm assuming the long carbine would be the one. Yeah, 50 damage. Yeah, that would be fucking. The long carbine would be it. Oh wait, no. Yeah, no, 35 damage. Yeah. Shit, you learned something. And then again, it's only 5 damage. You gotta consider with oh wait, nope, not pack rat. Nope, this weighs 2.5 pounds. Never mind. That's not gonna factor in with fucking yeah. Because the other reason why I like the Maria is because I would have pack rat that cuts the weight down of items that are 2 pounds or less in half. So literally, a gun only weighs like 0.75 pounds. I have infinite ammo for it. It's amazing. But sorry, I was just gushing and nerding out there. Gunrunner's Arsenal, honorary mention. It's getting pretty late for me. I just wanted to ramble about, DLCs and whatnot here. My valuable time just rambling here. But yeah, never ramble done. Y'all stay safe. Keep on keeping on. See ya.